So a lot has happened this whole week. It seems like a lifetime because a PS who was supposed not to be sacked was sacked. And then the one who was supposed to be sacked has just been transferred from the Ministry of Medical Services, I don't know what, and then taken to the Ministry of Sports. But I knew the moment I heard that Kenya is bidding to host the Africa Cup of Nations. I knew there was a red flag. I knew something was going to happen because look at that guy. That guy is obviously that's a tribal appointment. But why? You need to ask yourself, because we don't learn from history, because these guys are not in their endeavor towards embezzlement. They are not using a different script. They are using the same script that they used to use during the Uhuru era. So here they've gotten a guy, they've taken him back to the PS as a PS of sports. You remember Kenya had won the bid for hosting the Championship of African Nations, CHAN, and then money was allocated to build stadiums. Those stadiums were not built. They were not built. So that's why you're seeing now with this new bid, money will be allocated. The money won't be spent on anything, because I told you we have people who have a hardwired colonial mentality of suppressing the youth. These guys don't care about the youth. They don't care about the sports. They care of going for a few matches there and taking photo ops, but they don't care about sportsmen and women, the facilities that create opportunities for young men. So this is another heist which is being laid out. Because let me show you how Uhuru stole money together with Akina Moses Kuria and all these other characters. Let me show you a stadium, because Nyayo Stadium was renovated with 1 billion shillings. Do you know what 1 billion shillings they did with? They only did the glasses out there. They didn't fix the playing unit. They didn't fix the changing rooms. They didn't do anything about safety, about the seats to be conducive. They didn't do anything of the sort. Even the VIP, they didn't even fix it. These guys, these useless contractors and tenderpreneurs. Yeah, let me show you what an actual. Now, this is one of the smallest. This is the smaller stadium in. It's called Stade de Reunion in Douala. Douala is not even the capital city. This is like their Mombasa. Just look. That's how a VIP looks. That's how a VIP looks. You can see. Now let me show you how a Kenyan VIP looks. Just see. And Uhuru, without any honor or shame, went to open these stadiums with Amina Mohammed. These guys stole 1 billion without doing anything. And right now, let me tell you that it's a scam. Kenya has been the two stadiums, Moi International and Kasarani, and the Nyayo Stadium, have been banned by FIFA and CAF. So how is it? How do you imagine that CAF can even accept the application for the bid? Do you even believe it's plausible? Because it's almost like defaulting on a loan and then going to the same bank which you have defaulted on a loan to ask for a new loan. That doesn't make sense. The first objective should be unbanning these stadiums. Has there been any effort to arrest all the culprits who received money and did not build stadiums? No. So you guys, you're being set up for another scam. That's why the PS has been sent there. And then, but anyway, to more good news, to more uplifting news from the Kisumu Court of Appeal. From the Kisumu Court of Appeal, Justice Kiage delivered a ruling, a judgment. There was parents who had taken St. Anne's Primary School Ahero to court because of forcing their children to be or to attend Catholic Mass in their boarding school. So this group of parents then hired a good lawyer. I think one of the best lawyer in Kenya is called Ochiel Dudley. You see, our media is so obsessed with two lawyers, Donald Kipkorir, Ahmed Nasir. For the last 20, 30 years, they've just been pumping these guys, and these guys, now they are young guys like this Dudley, who has together with the Law Society of Kenya, they went and sued, they pursued now this school because coincidentally, in March 2022, the Ministry of Education had issued a circular where they've specifically and explicitly banned schools, number one, from any forcing students to embark on any religious activity, be it mass, be it all those crusades and keshas they do occasionally. They are not supposed to force them. Number two, they were supposed to expunge. They were supposed to remove religious education and for it to be very voluntary. The CRE, IRE, HRE, all those religious education subjects. Because and so there was a ruling today which upheld. Number one, it said that These students now, they are free. No, schools are forbidden from forcing students into these religious activities. Yeah, I told you that our religious setup begins at school. The brainwashing. It was a colonial experiment which was engineered by the white man so that people can become toxic slaves of the system. So they started in school with the religious education. And even if you look at the people who made the 844, I don't know whether it was in the late 90s or 80s. One of them is Archbishop Dingi Mwananzeki. There was Professor Ojiambo, Julia Ojiambo, and all those other characters. But one of them is Julia Ojiambo, is Dingi Mwananzeki, because they wanted to maintain a colonial legacy. Colonialism and religion, they go hand in hand. Please note, I did not speak about spirituality. Colonialism and religion, the one we practice here, the one that was imported here by the white man. And the white man kept us distracted with his religion as he stole our land, as he appropriated our labor, as he embarked on genocide, suppressing the black man. That was the objective of religion. So this ruling is very, unprecedented. And schools, I want you to tell me if you have any school that is forcing your children to embark on any religious activity that they don't want. Because the parents who went to court are SDA, and they were saying that this student is forcing them to go to Catholic mass, and these are SDA students. So if you have any school that is forcing you, especially Catholic schools, they are very toxic. Catholic schools are extremely toxic. The toxicity of Kenyan society begins with Catholic schools. Let me show you why. Let me show you this video from 1952 when the colonial secretary who had visited Kenya, he was meeting people, and let me show you.
At Government House in Nairobi, capital of Kenya, executive members of the council meet the colonial secretary, Mr. Oliver Littleton, to discuss means of ridding their colony of the Mau Mau. For in this land there is fear of those fanatical natives who aim to drive out the white man, and who have murdered many who stood in their path. Mr. Littleton visits the people who live in their dark shadow, and from Chief Njeri hears how his two fellow chieftains were killed by the terrorists. Mr. Littleton learns of the Mau Mau's threats on the lives of Catholic missionaries, and in the Nyanza province he talks with elders.
You see, so you've seen Catholic missionaries, you've seen the nuns over there. You see, he came there, the colonial secretary, to come and assure them of their safety from the Mau Mau terrorists. You see, they're being projected as terrorists because they were an extension of colonialism. And so these Catholic, individuals, these nuns and missionaries, they are the ones who set up the schools so that they can nurture and breed the next generation of brainwashed individuals. So we are not telling them to leave. We are telling them that now that era is over. Now the schools the parents need to be more cautious, need to be more cautious about what their students are consuming in terms of education, in terms of they have to be more vigilant as regards to the curriculum. Because especially the ladies have bore the brunt of this toxicity from especially the Catholic schools. Let me show you another video about a certain lady. She was talking about when she was young, her mom told her, "Don't be a housewife," blah blah blah. Just watch. You see, she has taken a lot of time and energy to unlearn all the brainwashing from her mother, and all of this also is extended to the schools. So our schools were toxic, and they had an agenda to break the family unit. Yeah, that's what the purpose of religion was, and how they have mutated over the years. So she has taken the opportunity to unlearn all the lies by her parents and by the schooling system. So for you now, this is a good win. We can nurture future generation where people do things voluntarily, not forced. On weekends, you're not supposed to force students to go to church or to go to those masses that you organize. You're not supposed to do that shit to them. You useless bastards masquerading as teachers. I'm giving you a warning now. Reform.